Wow, good morning and welcome to Dialogue Box. It's been an interesting weekend full of different activities. I want to assure you that Nigeria is moving forward and making progress. It might not look so at the moment. People might think that based on all what we can see, there's no hope for Nigeria. But we want to assure every one of us that there is hope for Nigeria. Nigeria is a flourishing land and Nigeria is blossoming. So this morning you are welcome to Dialogue Box, and also would like to also remind you that everywhere you are a man or woman on a mission. So no matter the setbacks that you might be experiencing, it shouldn't stop you. Just focus on your mission and keep moving forward. Wow. Before we move on to what we'll be talking about this morning, because this morning we'll be giving attention to the COVID-19 issue, talking about how, like a situation report, how much has been achieved and how much more the government has to do to give a hopeful scenario to the Nigerian citizens, because we know that a lot is being done, but a lot more should be done to improve the situation. And also the NCDC, that's the Nigerian Center for Disease Control, to put in more effort to also clear the air and bring in more personnel, medical personnel, that can also help the situation. But before we move into that, we'd like to give you a brief of what is happening and what we would like you to just take note of. First of all, we talked about the electricity distribution companies and the Nigerian Electricity Commission working towards increasing electricity tariffs from July 1st. And that is already on and is taking effect from the 1st of July. That is on Wednesday. So we'd like the government to also note that Nigerians are still not too comfortable with the situation and they can still do something to review the current trend. So the electricity distribution company DISCOs, they've also accused the federal government, especially the Nigerian Electricity Commission NEC, of dissociating itself from the increase in the tariffs that will be taking effect from July 1st. Nigerians say electricity should get better before increasing tariffs, but the proponents of this proposal say it cannot get better unless there is increase in tariff. So we'll be looking at this tomorrow. How and why should there be increase in tariff before electricity sector can witness a major improvement? So we'll give attention to this, but we also like the government to look into it. How much can be done to work towards a more stable power sector, even without increasing tariffs? And even with the increase in tariffs that are starting from July 1st, what more can be done to also maybe reduce or help in stabilizing the sector much more? Then we also talk about, we gave you heads up of the fact that Abiola Ajimobi, the former governor of Oyo State, passed on, and over the weekend his burial was done. And even right now in Ibadan, Oyo State, the several governors and government personnel are there at Oyo State, Ibadan, Oyo State, to also see to the funeral activities, but he has been buried. So we'll also say rest in peace Abiola Ajimobi for a wonderful work he has done in Nigeria. Then also we'll move on to the aspect of stabilizing leadership in Nigeria from the point of view of the political party. So we talked about the fact that political parties can have more of ideologies and also have stable constitutions, because most political parties, they don't have strong ideologies. There's no constitution really binding members of the political parties. So to this effect, we would like the Lagos-based lawyer Enibehe Effiong, who is accusing the president of dissolving the APC National Congress as an NWC of the, that the Lagos-based lawyer Enibehe Effiong accused the president of dissolving the APC National Working Congress, NWC, on June 25 without fair hearing. So there is no need, we are saying that there is no need for this, because most members of the political parties, including the national leader Ahmed Tinubu, have also approved what the government, or rather the president, did. So we don't think Ifyong, as a legal practitioner, should bring up this angle again, because it will create more tension, and it will also bring about room for more disagreement, unnecessary conflict. So we ask the Lagos-based lawyer Inibehe Ifyong to look into this and see to it that he doesn't stir up unnecessary negative sentiments. Then we would like to commend a Nigerian who is based in America right now, a Nigerian-American artist. Victor Ehikameno has been named as a Neon Museum 2020 National Artist in Residence in the United States. So that's a big one for the Nigerian-based American Victor Ehikameno. That's a good Nigerian ambassador, and we say we'd like to hear more of reports like this. We don't want to hear reports of Nigerians that are being deported and some that are just looking for a way to escape, but rather Nigerians that are making a difference. Then we also got reports that the Kogi State Chief Judge, Nasser Ajana, has passed on. He passed on yesterday, he died as on Sunday after a brief illness. And other reports reaching us also say that he died at a COVID-19 isolation center site. So whatever led to his death, we would like to say rest in peace, and also the people of Kogi State to stand strong. There's no need for unnecessary conflict and violence, and we would like to also recognize his service to Nigeria. Then for now, we have it that the federal government have inaugurated committees to employ 774,000 for public works from October 1. And this is in commendation to the Ministry of Labor and Employment for this initiative that's headed by Chris Ngige. And the plan is to pay beneficiaries 20,000 naira, a minimum of 20,000 naira monthly, for whatever public work that they would like to engage them in. So if this is carried out to the full, this will really be a major way of improving the working sector, where more people can actually have source of livelihood. So like they said, they would like to employ 774,000 Nigerians for this initiative. So we also say well done and keep it up. Then moving on, we have from the PPRA, that's the Petroleum Product Pricing Regulatory Agency, saying fully that they have deregulated the petroleum sector. That implies that they will no longer fix prices, but provide guiding price, or provide a guiding price by which the petroleum sector participants or stakeholders will function. So in other words, are we now saying that the petroleum sector stakeholders or investors will have the absolute right to name price according to the buying and selling rule or the demand and supply rule? So we'll look into this later in the week, but whatever it is, the PPRA has said that they have fully deregulated the petroleum sector. So we'll also look into this. Then, before we have from the Uniport alumni a commendation for the federal government for helping to resolve the leadership crisis that engulfed the institution over the appointment of a vice chancellor. And that's what we're talking about last week. Leadership should not be a major challenge. We should work towards it, and we should work in a way that we know that is not an absolute right of anybody, and whoever is in office, it is a privilege. So the Uniport alumni, that's the University of Port Harcourt Alumni Association, have commended the government for helping to resolve the crisis and appointing Professor Stephen Okodudu as the acting vice chancellor. So with all this, we are very, very sure that Nigeria is moving in the right direction. A lot of things might be slower than the others, but work is going on. And we'll also like to commend the federal government in areas where they are working and say do more, like we said in the electricity sector. the attention of the government needs to be given more to that. Then later in the book, we'll also talk about the security. Will give us a review, how much is being done, and what more we can also look at in the Northeast region, and all the surrounding facts around it. All right, so right now we'll move on to our major talk for today. Just a second. And that is a COVID-19 situation report in Nigeria. We are addressing the lingering challenges. What is the way forward? The COVID-19 situation report in Nigeria, addressing the lingering challenges. That means some challenges that have refused to go. So what can be done to work towards curbing these challenges, addressing them, and taking them out of the way. All right, I'll give us a quick background, and we also have an analyst that will join us this morning that will also give us a professional view. She's a biochemist, Kendra Nwokolo. So the COVID-19 cases have been rising in Nigeria, and despite all what the government is doing, we've been getting reports of daily rise in the COVID-19 situation. So another area of concern is the fact that why is the NCDC taking the treatment as an exclusive right, or rather as an exclusive right policy, working only with the isolation centers? So the question is, apart from the isolation centers, can't other hospitals treat COVID-19 patients? And rather than working on training more medical personnel to use the same treatment prescription for the COVID-19 patients across the country, we seem to have lots of attention focused on the isolation center. So we would like some clarification in this regard. Then we also have concerns like, shouldn't some major hospitals be equipped and empowered to handle patients with COVID-19, as we currently have in the 13 major centers across the country? So in other words, can't other doctors, nurses, and medical personnel be trained to handle these issues professionally, just the same way they are doing at the isolation centers? So is it exclusive rather to the isolation centers alone? So these are some of the things we'll be looking at. We can start getting your comments already. We have some people who have been giving us some thumbs up. Great show. Kendra Nwokolo is saying good morning and welcome. Okay, she's giving us thumbs up. Then our in-house analyst, Barrister Prince Uzeme, is saying well done, Blossom Nigeria. We have Philip Okocha says good morning, Blossom Nigeria. Good morning, Philip. Then Ken Agbo says great show. Thank you so much, Ken Agbo, and you were you are a strong participant. Don't forget that we had Let's Talk Presidency on Friday, and it was quite interesting. So we'll be doing that this coming Friday. So all your points have been noted, and it's as if Tinubu was responding to our questions and what some of you were talking about. He came out over the weekend to say he's not ready to declare his stance for presidency yet. So we are making maximum impact. So Kenagbo, thank you so much, and you are saying great show. We also appreciate your contribution. Then Makawa is showing me his waving hand that is watching. Then Francis Chukwu is saying great show. Thank you so much. So as I was saying, the COVID-19 matter is on. What is the way forward? How can we get this sector to be more stable, health-wise, and in other aspects, so that Nigerians can be free to move around? Because despite the nose mask and the face mask and the social distancing that have kept some institutions closed, like the schools and the rest, we still have daily reports of increase in the numbers of those that are infected with the virus. So what is the way forward? So while we are getting your comments, you can start sending your comments, your thoughts on this. While we are doing that, let's just give you some other statistics of the situation in Nigeria, talking about the COVID-19 situation. It says it is good news in Nigeria that with 382 persons discharged on Sunday, that was yesterday, the number of persons who have recovered from COVID-19 across the country has now exceeded 9,000. So this, we think, is good news. In other words, like we said last week, it's not just about those who are dying or those who have been infected. Also, let us know, give us a very strong statistics of the number of those that are recovering. And like a response to our question, this was sent in, and we have it that across the country, the number of those that have recovered have exceeded 9,000, and that's a good one. So, but the concerns are still there. So we say that now the Nigerian Center for Disease Control, NCDC, also confirmed that we still have 490 new cases as at Sunday. That was yesterday. So according to the breakdown by NCDC, while Lagos recorded the highest number of new cases with 118 infections, 84 people were confirmed positive in Delta State, while Ebonyi State recorded 68 new cases. The new figure for Sunday is a major drop for the numbers over the last 96 hours, during which it all hovered between 600 and almost 800 new cases daily. So despite this increase, the recovery toll has also stayed on a relatively high side, with at least 200 people discharged on a daily basis within the past week, and that's an improvement. So the country has also recorded its highest daily toll of recoveries from June 26, with 431 people discharged within 1 day. That's also good news. So people discharged are increasing, and we are really, really thankful to God for that. But with all that we have done, and with the total number of those who are recovering exceeding 9,000, what more can be done to work towards removing this pandemic from the country totally, and also reducing the number of those that are getting infected? Then a quick one, it says 7 people were confirmed to have died of COVID-19 complications on Sunday, bringing the country's current total number of fatalities to 585, or rather 565. So with 10,144 confirmed COVID-19 infections, Lagos alone accounts for close to half of Nigeria's current total number of 24,567 confirmed cases. So like I said earlier, it's still very high, despite those who are recovering. So with all these figures, the question remains, what is the way forward in tackling the headlong challenge, that's this COVID-19 disease that has remained a major distraction to the nation? So we'd like you to send in your opinions, your comments, and let's talk. What can be done eradicating the COVID-19 pandemic from Nigeria and restoring the nation to its part of constant progress, moving ahead, not being held back? Schools are still closed. A lot of sectors have not fully recovered. So what more can be done to give us more hope, and also to ensure that the health situation is very, very strong and is getting better? Comments coming in. Good morning, Blossom Nigeria. Mercy still writing. So we expect you to conclude, and let's get your opinions, your comments, and our analysts can also call in now, and we can take her live analysis. Are we ready? We have Ruth Anya Chuku is also watching, giving us a wave. Thank you so much. All right. Yeah, let's quickly get her to give us her thoughts on this. Is she ready? Okay. While she's coming on board, we have a comment here from Savior Unduka. He says, good morning, Blossom Nigeria. The Nigerian government should learn from Taiwan. One of the ways Taiwan was able to stop the spread of COVID-19 was having solid information and communication infrastructure. Unduka is saying that Nigeria should learn from Taiwan, because one of the ways Taiwan was able to stop the spread of COVID-19 was having solid information and communications infrastructure. But Ntuka would like you to also give us more details. What you mean by communication, or rather solid information? Is it that the government should come out on a daily basis telling the people what and what they should do, or what more can be done? You want the solid information to go out, and in areas where you think they did it and it worked for them, so we can also prescribe the same for Nigeria. Don't forget that we are not just analyzing, looking at the way forward. We are proffering solutions and the green light on areas they can imbibe, emulate, and work towards making our nation healthier. All right, our analyst is ready to come in now. Kendra Wokolo, is she online? Kendra Wokolo. Okay, while we are getting Kendra Wokolo to join us now, we still have in. Is she on? Good morning, Kendra. Hello. Hello. Just a second. Good morning, Kendra. Okay, good. Kendra will join us. Let me now say good morning to the screen. All right. So while we are getting Kendra to join us, in a biochemist on what the country can do at the state level, at the local government level, and even at the federal level to tackle the COVID-19 situation, because like we said, it has become a major distraction for our great nation Nigeria. And even though it's a global pandemic, we as a country, we don't need to use what is happening in another country as a standard to say, okay, we will choose to. Yeah, well, so while we are getting Kendra to still connect, don't worry, if we can't get her now, maybe we'll just continue. Still getting her to, we would like you to send in your thought. What do you think? And the as so much attention to the isolation centers, giving so much attention to the detriment of the other medical facilities, talking about the other hospitals, the medical doctors and the personnel. No training is being done for them apart from those isolation centers. So the thought is that what more can the government do, and individuals and stakeholders in the health sector, to work towards a healthier society? And according to how one of our analysts put it last week, the NCDC should not make it look as if it is so whatever prescription they are using is something they can also get other. Our connection is back, so whatever be the challenge, I'm sure that we are sorting. So all that we have been saying, we've been talking about how within the health sector, the NCDC has been to the isolation centers. Okay, our analyst is saying she's ready. Let's get come in now. Hello. Okay, Maybe we'll continue. Let's just go on. Okay, you are welcome back. Thank you for being with us. We really appreciate your patience. We are in Nigeria that is getting better for every sector, including the power sector, and also. All right, we have this from Coco. Coco says, "Good morning, Blossom Nigeria. I believe that NCDC cannot do it alone. The government, through the use of technology. In Israel's battle in securing the homeland, the use of technology." Just a second. In Israel's battle in securing the homeland, the use of technology has been key in keeping the public safe. Not without controversy, Israel is using technology to track the cell phones of those who may have the coronavirus. So Coco is suggesting that more attention should be given to technology. In other words, if the government give more attention to technology, it will also help in tracking those who may have the either at a low stage or high stage or whatever. And Nigerians have also said some very interesting things, like every form of sickness has become a coronavirus infection. For those who have high fever, for those who have one form of malaria or the other, a lot of them are now testing for coronavirus, and some of them are testing positive. So they think that is also a way of increasing the number. All right, so we are back again. So what we'll do now is to quickly look at this and round off, because the weather seems to be bad and is affecting the network. So thank you so much for sticking with us, staying with us, understanding with us. So we've taken some comments in this direction. Like we said, Coco said government should pay more attention to technology to be able to track those that are infected with the coronavirus. Then some others, you've been saying well done. Unduka talked about learning from the Taiwan government, but I told Unduka to give us more details. What exactly, apart from the information and communication, what communication do you want the federal government to embark on? Is it like an orientation? Because right now, even the NCDC is advocating for the use of more face mask and nose mask at the same time. So what and what will it imply for Nigeria, and will it even reduce the situation the way it is? Then we also remember a lot of us sending in comment telling us thank you, well done. It goes on and on, but like we have had it, Coco has been a major contributor. Thank you so much. Kenago, I thought you also send us your take on this, but you have been on it, so thank you so much. Then we have Yeshua Iben, who is saying good morning, Blossom. Much Yeshua Iben. So we appreciate all your comments. Keep them coming in. We are on our Facebook page and on our website www.blossomnigeria.com. We'll have it there. Send in your comments and let us talk more. Like we have said, no matter what is happening out there, there is hope for Nigeria. Nigeria is not hopeless, and we still have a very strong reason to say that indeed things are getting things are getting better. And Christian is telling me that he is coming. So Christian, where are you coming from? I'm about to round off now, so should I give you a second to chat in, but you send your comment to the page on also to our website. So we is it calling in? Is it calling in? Okay, so we'll get Christian's reactions. And don't